We're trying to make $6,000 in 1 month with DoorDash and Uber Eats. Today is Saturday, April 22nd, and we are done at the end of April. Yesterday was an amazing day, over $500 if you want to check out that video after this one. And we are trying to get to over $4,000 for the challenge by the end of today. We're sitting at just under $3,700, so we need a little more than $300. That is our daily goal today. Our first one started out with Party City from DoorDash. This one was $20. It is 2 orders, but it was the same pickup and same drop off. So I figured this is gonna be a really easy $20, but it's Party City, so there was a huge issue. It was just like such a frustrating experience because after 5 minutes, they finally got to me because they were dealing with the other Dashers, and they were like, yeah, we don't have that order in our system. We don't know like why you have that. I was like, okay, let me get that canceled. I guess I'll just go talk to DoorDash support and figure that out. And so I called them and I was talking with them. I said the problem, and they're like, okay. And they put me on hold, and then like 8 minutes pass, and then like 16 minutes pass. They got back to me and they're like, okay, we're gonna cancel it. And I'm like, cool, please cancel it soon so I can get my my $10 and move on with my day, because it's already been like 30, maybe even 40 minutes at this point. And what ended up happening was they got one of them canceled, but not the other. I did get paid though, but I still couldn't receive any other orders. But this is where it's really nice to multi-app, have another app that can do the job for you, because I accepted a Safeway order for $11. And I was like already doing that while I was on hold with DoorDash. I was like picking up the order and dropping it off all before the DoorDash finally was able to cancel that order, and I received half pay and I started receiving other orders. So after the first hour, we had done that Safeway order for Uber Eats, and we had gotten the $10.25 for DoorDash. So I guess $21 in the first like hour. Like that's not bad, but it could have been a lot worse if I didn't have another app that I could use. As we were finishing dropping off that Safeway for Uber Eats, we got one for Starbucks. It was $11, and I thought this was okay, but like when you're dropping off an order, you can't like the map doesn't like show properly. It doesn't show you where you're gonna drop off, and so I screenshotted it, accepted it, knowing that if it was putting me in a bad area, then I probably wouldn't take it. And especially after getting this DoorDash order for $19 for about like 8 or 9 miles, I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to do the Uber order, even though he was paying $11. Like, that's a really solid offer, but it just like didn't make sense to go in that area. And so I was like, okay, it's gonna take me like 4 miles to get back to the hotspot anyway for the DoorDash order, so I'll just take that one, and it's a lot higher pay. I was in an interesting spot because I was planning on coming back to the hotspot about like 3 or 4 miles, but instead I got one for Uber Eats, and this one was over $10, and it was bringing me further away from the hotspot. But I was like, it's a decent order. I should probably do that. And the situation behind me, I don't really know what's happening, but everybody looks fine, so I'm just gonna keep going with the filming. After that one for Uber Eats, we got one, well, we actually didn't get one. We had to come back to the hotspot. I was hoping to get one over there in that area, but it's Saturday, and I guess things just aren't too busy. Like every single Saturday that I work, it's always less busy than like a Friday or a Sunday, so we had to come back. But we did get a decent order. It was for $15 for Wildflower for DoorDash, 6 miles. It looks better than what it actually is, since it was bringing me to an area with no restaurants. So again, I had to come all the way back, but at least we got a decent order when we did. It was for DoorDash for $11.75 for Mr. Pickles. This one was pretty solid because I was trying to jump hotspots here, and I figured I could get a good order in that area, or at least if I don't, there is a closer hotspot that's on the way back to the one that I'm most familiar with. Yeah, so that one we didn't get an order, so we had to drive like 3 miles to go to a PF Chang's order. And this one was like what, $13 when I accepted it. The order was ready in the restaurant, and when we got it dropped off, there was a $10 tip in the app, and the lady was so nice. She was like, I don't know how the DoorDash app works. I don't know. It's my first time trying it. I'm still getting used to it. So she tried to tip more in the app, but she wasn't able to. So instead, she gave me $5. So it works out. So it's like a $15 tip, an $18 order. Pretty fantastic there. And now we're sitting at over $100 for the day. It's 2 p.m. right now, so pretty slow, but I still think we can make that daily goal of over $300. And we're picking up a $5.50 order for DoorDash right now. It's like 1 mile, but they said it was going to be like a 5-minute wait, so should be ready now. After waiting 10 minutes to receive the pizza, we were off to the customer, and it was a very easy drop off. And then we did a couple of DoorDash orders that we didn't really love, but just felt like I had to take them because Uber was for sure not giving me anything good. Took one for Pita Jungle. This one was for $8.50, 5.5 miles, I think, maybe even like almost 6 miles. I drove past Pita Jungle to go sit at my hotspot, and then they told me to go back to Pita Jungle. I was like, fine. So I did that, and it was okay, nothing special. And then same with this like chop shop order for $6.50. Like, it's okay. That is an okay order. Nothing special about that at all. And then we actually went for, it was a really good order. This one was Streets of New York. Usually they do not have the orders ready, and I am pretty upset waiting like 5 to 10 minutes. But it was ready. And I also got an add-on order for Chick-fil-A. This one was for $6 when I accepted it, and I was like, yeah, they're just, okay, sure, I'll do it. Like, the odds of completing that DoorDash order and then receiving a good Uber order, like while I'm dropping that off, very, very low, so I might as well take a DoorDash order. And drop off the Chick-fil-A order, $6.50, and then we move on to the drop-off for the Streets of New York, and it was not $6.50, it was actually like $12.68. What a fantastic order. Like, wow, I was not expecting anywhere close to that, so I'm very, very happy. Then came an interesting situation where I got a $7 order from Uber, finally one that we were happy with, because Uber was amazing yesterday, and that's how we made like just under $400 just on Uber. But today I've made like $26 on there so far in like 5 hours. So when I got a $7 order, I was happy with it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can accept this and we can start getting amazing Uber orders the rest of the day. But then almost immediately I got one for DoorDash that looked a lot better than that. It was like 15 when I accepted it, and I was like, okay, we're just gonna do that. So Uber, we're just gonna have to unassign that one. And unfortunately, we didn't get as much as we thought because I knew there was going to be some sort of hidden tip on there, and I was hoping for it to be like really, really nice. It was okay. It was $18, but we had to wait a little bit longer than I would have liked, like 15 minutes. So not great, but we did get a $10 order from Uber. This one was for 5 guys as we were dropping off that DoorDash order. They only ordered one hot dog from 5 guys, so the order was ready when we got there. Usually when they have like fries on it, they don't like making the fries until you get there, so that's all right. It's $10 there. And now we are working on a PF Chang's. This had a lot of items on here. I was like pretty excited about it, but then it turns out that like half the items are like fortune cookies, so it's probably not going to be as high of a tip as I thought when I accepted it, but it still should be a good one. That was actually a really, really solid tip. $27 for that order. And now we're just under $200, and we've been out here for 6 hours. Still got about 4 hours left to go tonight, and dinner's supposed to be the busiest. So I really do think we can hit that $300 goal and be over $4,000 in this challenge after today is over. We're now going to Wildflower for Uber Eats. This is $9 and some change. With that really quick Wildflower order, we are now over $200 $100, and we already got our next one. It is for DoorDash, True Food Kitchen, which the parking's probably going to be really difficult there, especially on a Saturday night, but when we drop it off, hopefully it'll be more than $20. Parking was actually extremely easy once I got past all of the busy traffic. I was able to pull up right next to the restaurant, something that very rarely happens, and the order was ready, all 17 items. And so all I had to do was drive the 12 minutes to the customer. Not really in a great location, but didn't matter because I thought it was going to be more than like the $19 we accepted it for, and it was over $40, $42.18 I believe. What a great order there. And I was like, oh man, I wish I was in a better spot, but like I accepted it because it wasn't like a terrible location, and we actually got one. It's for $8 for Sophia's Kitchen. I don't think it's gonna be more, well, at least I didn't think so, and I was right about that. It was just the $8 when I ended up making the drop off. And then DoorDash, we're just gonna keep rolling with it. $9.75 here for Grimaldi's. Since the DoorDash screen, it's like the old version of the screen, the offer screen, I thought, hey, there's actually a chance of a hidden tip on here, because there's a chance, at least that's what I've seen, is like higher chance of a hidden tip on a screen that's like the old versus the new, but that didn't happen, so we just got $9.75. And now we're working on a wildflower order. I was pretty far away from the hotspot when I accepted this one, so it's totally fine with me that it was like 7 miles, and it's $12 for Uber Eats. So our first Uber order in a while, so maybe that means something good. It was so clear that we were going to make way more than $300 today, so I just decided to work as hard as I could to earn as much as possible. So after that Uber order, we took a Chipotle order for DoorDash for $8, really easy, and then we moved on to a Wendy's order, which was extremely large. Like, they ordered like 15 items from Wendy's. Like, all right, cool, and I got a little bit extra on that tip. Then we went to PF Chang's on a really nice DoorDash order, and we got extra. It was $22 when we dropped it off. Next up came a Filiberto's order for $10. Uber Eats, really solid there, and even better, we followed it up with an $11 order for Ray's Pizza, and I believe we got more than $11. Taco Bell was also $11, but this time it was even crazier than that Wendy's order that had 15 items. This Taco Bell order had 41 items, and I was thinking like, okay, well, there's probably just a bunch of sauces on there. No, not really. I mean, there were some, but at least 20 of those items were like actual like tacos or burritos or whatnot. So that was pretty insane. Then came this catering order for DoorDash, $7.50. I actually didn't think I was going to receive anything extra. I was just kind of testing things out. I'm like, well, I wonder if DoorDash is hiding anything here. And I was perfectly fine just taking $7.50 for this, but it turned out to be like over $20 for that one. Baskin Robbins order for $10.50, bringing us closer to a better hotspot. Love to see that. And then a $10 McDonald's order, bringing us even closer to that hotspot. Again, such a great order. And then we got a $10 order for Cheesecake Factory from DoorDash, and that was bringing us to an even better spot. And then I had to fill up on gas, which was, it's extremely expensive right now. It was like $68 to fill up. What a shame, but that's just what you have to do. I actually filled up at the beginning of yesterday, and so I'm filling up 2 days in a row because I had empty tanks. I don't love that, but when you're making this much money, it is perfectly okay. And when we were done filling up on gas, we took an Oregano's order for $15. This one was really solid, pretty big. Well, not really solid. Some of these orders were better than this one. This one ended up being like $17, but still pretty good. With all of those orders included, we made $122 on Uber Eats today and over $300 on DoorDash, just working a little over 11 hours. extremely solid, and under 200 miles too. And we made $435.15, which means for the entire challenge in April, we have made $4,131. And Sunday, we might make $370 to make it an even $4,500. DoorDash was extremely solid and Uber wasn't that great, but it was completely the opposite in the last video. So if you want to check that one out, it'll be right there. And if you want to see the full playlist, it'll be right there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time.